This is KGW News at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Drew Carney. Thanks for joining us here at noon. Our top story today is the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. Earlier this morning, the Queen's casket was led from Westminster Hall to her funeral site at Westminster Abbey. The royal family followed behind, including King Charles, Queen Consort Camilla, and the Prince and Princess of Wales. The actual funeral lasted just over an hour. It included speeches and prayers from notable figures like newly elected British Prime Minister Liz Truss and the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby.
Her late Majesty famously declared on a 21st birthday broadcast that her whole life would be dedicated to serving the nation and Commonwealth. Rarely has such a promise been so well kept. Few leaders receive the outpouring of love that we have seen.
After a 2-minute moment of silence, the Queen's casket was carried out of Westminster Abbey, leading to a procession that eventually ended at Windsor Castle. That's where the royal family is holding a private burial ceremony for the Queen. All right, now to some of our local headlines this afternoon, starting with the Amber Alert that a lot of us received last night on our phones. It happened around 10:30. The young Portland girl at the center of that alert is safe and back home with her mom this afternoon. Police say she fell asleep in a car, and that car wound up getting stolen. Yamilet Martinez was found around 11:30 last night near Laurelhurst Park in southeast Portland. The park is only 4 or 5 blocks from where the car was stolen. She went missing around 7 p.m. Police say she was found after she woke up in the parked car, got out, and triggered the car alarm. That alarm got the attention of police. There were already 50 officers in the neighborhood searching for her. We were there when she was reunited with her mom.
I'm happy that she's home and doesn't seem to really know what had happened, which is better for me and her to not be traumatized. And I'm just really happy for law enforcement. They really put everybody out there to make sure she was found.
So far, no arrests have been made. We're still waiting to hear why she was alone sleeping in that car at the time it was stolen. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Portland Police Bureau's East Precinct. Coming up in November, Oregon voters will have the chance to weigh in on a new gun control measure. Supporters say it will help save lives. KGW's Catherine Cook breaks down the details behind Measure 114.
In Northeast Portland, they sang with the hope of ending gun violence.
The shootings just don't stop.
They call themselves Lift Every Voice Oregon. Since 2018, the group of interfaith leaders has been working to pass gun safety laws in Oregon.
I don't have to convince you how urgent this is.
Now, after gathering 161,000 signatures, another effort is on the November ballot, Measure 114.
It basically will try to reduce gun violence, save lives. It's critical that we pass this in Oregon.
If 114 passes, it would ban ammunition magazines over 10 rounds. Also, before even trying to buy a gun, you'd need a permit to purchase issued by local law enforcement. Applicants would need to show a photo ID, provide fingerprints, take gun safety training, and pass a criminal background check, regardless of how long it would take to complete. Supporters say that last point is critical. They hope it will close a loophole in Oregon's background check system.
Right now, you can get it after 3 days, even if you didn't pass the background check. That's no way to run a background check system.
I'm hoping people will pay attention to what this measure actually does and not the way it's being sold.
Kevin Stayert heads up the Oregon Firearms Federation and staunchly opposes 114. He believes the law would mostly complicate access to guns for those who want to use them legally.
The people who are behind this have spent decades trying to prevent honest citizens from having the means to protect themselves. This will have no effect whatsoever on mass shootings. There's not a single thing in it that would make any difference in those kind of events. Those kind of events happen because we simply, as a state, do not address mental illness.
Welcome to Augustana Lutheran Church.
Despite opposition, those gathered here hope voters will see it differently.
Everyone knows there's a problem with gun violence. We have too many guns out there, and we need to be pushing back, be slowing down.
Again, that was Catherine Cook reporting. One more note to Catherine's report. Earlier this year, Washington passed a similar law banning the sale of magazines that hold more than 10 rounds. Mail-in ballots for Oregon's November election will go out on October 19th. All right, let's get to some other local headlines this afternoon. Police have arrested 2 people, including a 17-year-old, in connection with a shooting that happened earlier this month in Southeast Portland. It happened back on September 8th on Southeast 82nd Avenue. Police say they found a victim there with multiple gunshot wounds. The victim was taken to the hospital. They are okay. The teenage suspect, that is, meanwhile, faces multiple charges, including possession and unlawful use of a firearm. Clackamas County Sheriff's deputies took 3 Clackamas High School students into custody because of a gun scare back on Friday. The school wound up in lockdown for about 30 minutes after a Snapchat video surfaced showing a student wearing a ski mask and holding what looked like a pistol in a school bathroom. Police recovered the gun in the video and found out it was a replica pistol. All 3 students involved are under 18. We still don't know yet if they'll face any charges. Also, a break-in on Friday led to a gun and drug bust in Staten. Investigators found the suspects involved, which led them to these stolen guns, as well as bullets and a quarter pound of meth. 2 people were arrested. They are now in the Marion County Jail, and they face several charges, including felony for having those guns. And that's a look at some of today's local headlines.
And the weight that lifted off my shoulders was like, it was almost like I could almost physically feel it.
Students in Ridgefield are back in the classroom today. A teacher strike that canceled school all last week is over. Yesterday, the teachers union and the district announced a tentative deal. Details on that new contract haven't been announced yet. The union says it'll release that information to teachers tomorrow. During these negotiations, the union said it wanted more money for mental health support and special education. And the union's co-president says those needs and those concerns will be addressed.
Our special education really needed some help, and so the things that we've got in place now will help to serve our students, and then with our class sizes and teachers support.
When it comes to those lost school days, again, they started the strike back on September the 9th, so 6 days lost altogether. The district says those days will be essentially treated like weather-related school closures. Students will have to make up those days. That way they will not miss out on instruction time. Ridgefield will finalize the academic calendar and email it out to parents. That calendar will also be posted on school and district websites. Meanwhile, workers for the timber company Weyerhaeuser are also on strike. The nearly 1,200 union members across Oregon and Washington are asking for wage increases and better retirement options. Executives say that they will continue to negotiate with the union and are also working to minimize supply disruptions. All right, and for those look at local headlines, Rod Hill, we want to step into the Weather Center and see what you're looking at this morning.
Everybody's enjoying a beautiful Monday. This final Monday, of course, of the summer season. Chinook Winds Casino Resort Camp in Lincoln State. It's been sunny at the coast all day, 65 right now. And I often like to say, if it's sunny in Astoria, the odds of all of us having a beautiful day is pretty high. And generally, I think you'll find that to be true. So clear skies looking out over the Astoria-Meckler Bridge, and 71 up in Clatsop County. Also enjoying the fact that the smoke dispersion, even across much of Central Oregon, has been impressive. So this is Sun River Resort. It was really hazy and bad air quality for a good chunk of last week, but not that much haze today over in Sun River, so that's good news. The bad news is that smoke from the Cedar Creek fire has drifted back to the west a little bit, and it's kind of hunkering down over parts of Lane County at this noon hour. Downtown Portland's gorgeous. We're at 72. We are on track to be up into the 80s for a second straight day, forecasting high of 83, still 74 at 8 o'clock. Pretty quiet week. Again, fall begins Thursday, as you likely know, and we'll have that 7-day forecast coming up.